Hi, welcome back. It's Tammy, and I'm here with our Blessings project. And I think this might be our last week. It's time that I make the finishing touches on all the pieces, so they'll be ready to hand out for the big birthday bash. And today we're going to talk about transfers. So this is a copyright free image that came from an old book of toys. I think it was circus toys or something like that. So this image is not an inkjet printed image. It's from a laser copier. Okay, you could do a Xerox copier, a laser printer, or you could do your own drawings with charcoal. Okay, so this is just one of our backgrounds that we have, and it has the pan pastels on there, and a little green and a little blue and a little purple at the top. So this guy looks like, I don't know, like he's in a tractor and he's driving the toy somewhere. I'm not really sure, okay? But I'm going to put him in the grass here, and we'll see what happens. So in order to do a transfer on encaustic, it's really much easier than it is with acrylic. So you need to have a cooled tile that has your layers of wax already down, your encaustic medium, and I actually did the colors too. Now you could take your spoon. You do want a metal surface, because when you burnish this image onto the encaustic wax, you want it to kind of heat up a little. So I'm going to start like this. So this is just burnishing an image, and oh, I made it a little crooked. That's okay. Maybe he'll be going up a hill. So this is going to be our little guy. And sometimes you burnish too hard and you rip it. So sometimes you need like a piece of wax paper just from the kitchen that you might put down. I do have a hard time with wax paper. Like, it crumples underneath my hand, and see, I don't really like that. But we'll try it for a little bit, and then I'll do it some without too. Now, this is a little bit of a process, just burnishing it down, because you want it to stick. And if you don't burnish it enough, then the ink from the toner copier will not stick to your wax. And you also must know that when you do a transfer, it's never going to be perfect. So all those details of that little toy soldier that was on top of my tractor, I don't know what I'm going to get out of that. We're going to try it and we're going to see. So that's what it's about. So I'm really pressing hard because I want to make friction with my spoon, because friction causes heat. So I don't want so much heat like I would take my torch to it. If I did that, it would just all melt and go all over the place. That would not be pretty. But I do want some kind of friction to make heat to make this transfer work. Now, because I'm doing this here online, I don't think I have wax on my... Make sure you don't have any wax on your spoon. If you do, that might not work either. So when those spots that are already green, that's not very promising either, but that's okay. This will be a learning experience for everyone. So I should probably do it a little bit longer, but for the sake of time, I'm going to stop there. I have a little old yogurt container that has a little bit of water in it. You're going to dip your finger in the water and just rub it gently on the back of your paper. So what you want to do is you want to soak the paper. You should be able to see the image through the paper very lightly, because you don't want to disturb the ink underneath the image. Okay, and as I start doing this, I can feel the paper kind of peeling away. And that's what'll happen is the paper turns back into a pulp from its original form, and you should be left with the ink that was on this image. So really, it's think of it in layers. So there's a layer of paper with a layer of ink on top of it. So you want to keep the layer of ink, but get rid of the layer of paper. Now I have done, oh, he looks like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, the way he's like getting ready to fly through the air. So that used to be my favorite movie. Well, not favorite, but one of the classics that we watched continuously. So yeah, this is actually looking quite good. I'm actually a little surprised how good these little toy soldiers are coming out. But as I'm rubbing, I am being very, very gentle. I'm dipping my hand in a little bit of water just to help. Oh, my wheel just kind of smashed right there. That's okay. I might stop. Just get off whatever's up here. Okay, so this looks really, really good for a transfer. Okay, now the good thing is, I don't know if any of you have ever done one of these transfers with acrylic ink on like wood or something like that, but you have to get off every last bit of the paper pulp. Otherwise, as it dries, it turns white. You can actually see the paper that's back on it again, okay? So the beautiful thing about this is encaustic, right? So what happens when we did the collage work in the beginning and we put a piece of paper on there and melted it in, it kind of just disappeared, right? So depending on what type of paper that your image was on, it might just melt right into the surface and disappear. So I'm going to give this a minute just to kind of set up and dry. And then we're going to go ahead and add a layer of wax on top and torch it. And that'll be sealed in there and it will not be going anywhere. So hold on while I get that together. Okay, so this guy is now dry. I wanted to hold him up so you could hopefully see. I've got a little bit of the paper pulp around the top there. Yeah, I don't even know if you can see it. It's very light. I'm going to leave that on there just to see how it disappears once I add the wax. So I'm just going to take a little bit of encaustic medium and go right over the top. And usually when I do the encaustic medium, I do a full coat. You know, I could just go over that one piece that I've done. Oops. Picked up a little piece of paper pulp. Oh, a couple. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and move the pulp out of the way so I can torch this. Now, when you're torching an area that has paper, obviously paper is very flammable. So you want to be very careful that you just bring it to a glisten. You know, sometimes I don't even use the torch when I do a paper collage or transfer. I think I talked about that in the first video. I'll just use a heat gun, which I probably should be doing right now, but of course we're going to push the boundaries and see how this works. Yeah, so it's looking great. So after I get this done, I'm going to be able to add more layers on top of it with more color, maybe give him somewhere that he can go. But it's going to be a super fun piece. Okay, so I'm very happy with how that turned out. Okay, so hang tight, and I'm going to show you one other way, not quite a transfer, but we're going to add some gold flakes, imitation gold flakes to a piece. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. So this is like a masking tape. So it's a very low tack tape that you can use to mask areas. And I want to mask this area out and add some gold leaf to it. I started to do it before. It's not sticking very well, but I started to do it before and it kind of got mushy. So that's okay. I'm just going to add a bigger circle. So I'm going to use this gold leaf. This one's by Craft Smart. I know Mona Lisa has one. I have some smaller flakes that are from US Art Quest. That's an online company from Michigan. So all I did was take a piece of wax paper, and with the static, when I rub the gold leaf, because it's very flyaway, it sticks to the wax paper. So I'm going to use that to my benefit, and I'm just going to lay that right down on my little hole here. I'm going to grab my spoon again, and that's why I decided to do it in this demonstration, because we're kind of doing the same burnishing technique. So I'm hoping to make good contact, and I can already see that the gold leaf is separating from where the wax is to where that masking paper is. So that's good. Let's make sure we get every little area. And again, it's not going to be perfect. Look, I've already got it stuck to my fingers. This is not a perfect technique. You know, sometimes they come out better than others. So I'm going to go ahead and lift that. Now this, that's still on the wax paper, can be reused for another project. So I'm going to put that on the side. I'm going to actually pull this part off too, because that could be reused too. It's a pretty big piece. Even if you have little tiny pieces, you can reuse them. They're just harder to keep in one place. But I definitely like using the static cling from wax paper to hold on to my pieces. So as you can see, I'm just going to rub around in this circle. Pretty good adhesion there. I'm feeling good about that. Okay, so then I'm going to just carefully pull this off. Very nice. Okay, so I'm going to just burnish down those edges. And you do want to be careful because the gold leaf is a very shiny surface, so you could scratch it, which I don't want to do. And as you can see, this was a piece that we had started before, where we incised these little dots and filled them in with the R&F black paint stick. So I'm thinking that is looking really good. I might add one more red dot here in the center, I think, to finish it off. But yeah, I really like where this is going. So I just wanted to show you that technique too. So I think that's it for today. The next video that I have will hopefully be a spread of all of the pieces done, or as many as fit on my table. And I'll keep you updated as how the launch of the Blessings project goes. And we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks. Bye.